Hello IELTS candidates, in today's video we are going to teach you how to answer the follow-up questions to the cue card. Describe a time you got lost in a place you did not know about. We are going to teach you how to answer 5 follow-up questions, but please keep in mind that in the actual exam the questions might be different than the ones we discuss in the video. Now, watching this video will help you as you will get a basic idea as to what type of discussion you can have on this topic. I hope that you learned something new today. Welcome to my IELTS stream. So the follow-up questions that we are going to be discussing today, the first one will be, how can a person avoid getting lost in a new place? Why do people panic when they are lost? And then why? Like we have discussed in some of our previous videos, that the examiner might decide to ask you a lot of why and how questions. So that's why we have kept one why question. How can a person find their way back if they are lost? And is it safer to travel with more people than alone? So these are the questions that we will be discussing today. So here we are at the first question. How can a person avoid getting lost in a new place? So one of the easiest ways to answer the discussion questions is that you give the answer like in one sentence and then you explain it in the remaining of your speech. So how can a person avoid getting lost in a new place? A person must take the necessary precautions and get to know the place properly before leaving their hotel or where they are staying. So how can a person now take precautions? That is what you're going to talk about next. This can be done by Google Maps. I think it is a great tool to educate us about any place we visit. Another thing we can do is to ask the local people before going anywhere. They can give us proper guidance. So the easiest way and the most sorted out way of answering a discussion question is to give the answer first in your first sentence and then explain it. And the examiners prefer such type of answers rather than those type of answers where students just speak out a list of things on how can a person avoid getting lost in a new place. It's not like that those answers are wrong, but the examiners prefer this because it is much easier for the examiner to understand that you can elaborate on your ideas. Why do people panic when they are lost? They feel they might not be able to get back to their friends or family, and not knowing a place does make it difficult to go back. It is natural to be worried about your safety when that happens. Some people start to imagine the worst. So this is the direct answer to the question. If the examiner is asking you for a reason, like why do people panic, you are supposed to talk about what would make them think so badly about the situation that they are in. So they feel they might not be able to get back to their friends or family, and not knowing a place does make it difficult to go back. It is natural to be worried about your safety when that happens, and some people start to imagine the worst. So now, since you have said one last sentence, some people start to imagine the worst. It is possible that the examiner might ask you why or how. So why do people start to imagine the worst? The examiner might ask you. Because we listen to such horrible stories in the news. So many tourists are not able to go back to their homes when they visit somewhere. Many tourists get robbed, mugged, or even kidnapped. Such reports make people think the same might happen with them. So in this particular question, when the examiner is just giving you one word, like why, so you're supposed to elaborate on why. That's it. And when we are elaborating, we can follow the same method. We can give the answer in one sentence and then we can elaborate it, we can explain it. Because we listen to such horrible stories in the news. So what is it that we listen to? So many tourists are not able to go back to their homes when they visit somewhere. Many tourists get robbed, mugged, or even kidnapped. Such reports make people think the same might happen with them. So we've made it clear to the examiner what we are talking about. We are talking about news reports, and that is what creates awareness, but at the same time creates panic among people who are visiting a different place or a new place. How can a person find their way back if they are lost? So some questions might require you to think over a topic, like can you think of a solution? Like can you think of a way out if this happens? And this is one of those questions. First thing can be to use your phone and try to find a way out. But if that is not possible, one can go to the nearest police station and ask for guidance. The police might help someone new in a place, at least that is what they are supposed to do. So we are giving two possible solutions to this question, like how can a person find their way back if they are lost? Like what can a person do if they are lost? So first thing is to use your phone and try to find a way out. But if that is not possible, one can go to the nearest police station, ask for guidance, and they might help someone. At least that is what they are supposed to do. So the discussion questions can revolve around why does this happen, how does this happen, what is the problem, what can be the solution. So you have to be open-minded, and the examiner might put you in a situation where you have to think of different ideas. Is it safer to travel with more people than alone? So now the examiner is asking you to make a choice between two situations and also give your reason behind it. So in the discussion section of the speaking test, it is always better to keep talking for like 5 or 6 sentences, and then the examiner might interrupt you to ask the next question. Or else the examiner might not even give you that much time, and they might interrupt right in between of your answer. But it is possible that they might give you two situations and might ask you which one you go with. But so in such type of questions, you should explain your reason. Of course, it is safer to travel with more people. This way, more people will have their brains at work if something goes wrong. So I have taken my side and I have given my reason. If a person is alone and lost, it is much tougher than having friends with you and being lost. So if there is more than one person who has to think of a solution when somebody is lost, so of course it is more productive, and a person or a group of people in that situation might be able to come to a solution much quicker than the situation when a person is alone and lost. So this is my reason for saying that it is safer to travel with more people than it is to travel alone. So that was it for today. I hope that you liked our video and you learned something new. If there's anything in particular that you want to know about the IELTS exam, you can comment down below and we will be more than happy to help you. And please like and subscribe to our channel. It encourages us to do even better work. Thank you and have a nice day.